Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world.
And then Tay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It is the Morning Shake with me, your host, Xavier Hendricks, and of course, my co-host, Mr. J. Paris. What's happening, my brother?
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world. It's your boy, J. Paris. We coming to you live on this beautiful Monday morning from Johannesburg, South Africa. It's the Inside Show, and it's one of the best podcasts in the world. What's good, bro?
So usually we start our morning speaking about what happened on the weekend, but I don't think Mr. Paris wants to speak about what happened this weekend simply because it wasn't a good weekend for him as it relates to what we usually speak about every Monday morning. The Madrid fans have been having a field day with you. They've been posting. Not
the Madrid fans, brother. We cool with the Madrid fans, but now I actually don't want to speak about football, bro.
I know you don't want to speak about football,
but now we walk on with hope. We walk on with hope in our hearts, bro. And despite the fact that we obviously lost over the weekend, and we lost we actually lost the Premier League by 1 point and the Champions League by 1 goal. But
it's such an anticlimax from being on top of the world, bro.
No, bro, out of the 4 cups, we got 2 cups. One might say now the other 2 cups are less important than the Premier League and the Champions League. But at the end of the day, a cup is a cup. And they'll say, nah, it was their cup. But let them win it.
Exactly.
And they know who they are. So, yeah.
Exactly. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, our guest had to leave because he had to run off to an important meeting. He'll tell us how that meeting went because I know it went quite well. He spoke to me about it. But he can't get into too much detail. But, of course, we decided to bring him back for today's show because we didn't finish what we were speaking about. Remember, we were still on a roll there. And then he had to run off and go and do the meeting. But of course we got him back this morning, and this time he doesn't have to run anyway. We have him to ourselves for the full hour. So ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome our guest for this morning's show. Please put your hands together. Welcome Mr. Sylvester.
What's happening, broski?
What's happening, people? Yo, I feel so good to be back. I feel like I'm at home. I almost came with like my tracksuit, and I was like, nah, you're gonna be on TV, bro. You need to
you got the suit on, the laptop, everything is. You ready?
We're ready, man. Let's go. I'm super excited. We're gonna be here for the full hour, and I did promise you guys that I'm coming back. So yeah, we're gonna spend a good a good 60 minutes together. Yeah.
Facts. And of course, if you are watching, we can see that you are online. Please do share. Go tell someone else to come check it out. It's an important conversation we're having today. Life is getting tough financially. Things are going a little bit crazy. Petrol's going up. Oil is up already. So much is just happening, man. Bro. And we got to find a way to survive. And of course, we're going to have that conversation this morning to see what can we do to get the ball rolling in the right direction, man. Because I believe that even though things are getting tough, we're going to survive. We're going to make it. And we're going to discover some ways this morning to see how we can navigate our way through it from a logical perspective. And of course, we are people who believe in God, and we are people who believe that God can carry us through these tough seasons. But if you are watching here this morning, please do jump into the comment section. I got the comment section open right in front of me. So I will be checking out your comments. And then, of course, if there's questions, if there's whatever it is that you want to say, let's have this conversation together, man. And let's throw some questions around and be part of the conversation we're having. So
I think I'm ready, broski. I'm here with my notes and everything because, like you said, there are a lot of challenges, trials, and tribulations taking place in the world today. But the homie that we got on today, Sylvester, bro, you keep on smiling. Whenever I see you, bro, you have this smile, which obviously says that even through what we're going through, yes, everyone faces challenges and so forth on, but I'm sure you found a way to rise above, what we might be going through and so forth on.
Which brings me to my first question, actually, or my first point. How do you keep a positive kind of thought process with what's going on? Because it's easy to get drowned into the negativity. I mean, you just switch on the radio, all you hear is, this is going up, that's happening, this is happening, that's happening, and somehow, somewhere, it's like, phew, how do I survive? How do I get through this? Because it's really tough. But how do you keep that mindset positive? How do you stay in that mode of, okay, now we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this.
Yeah, man. I think, like, you know, like I said the last time, you know, I don't consume myself around negativity. I think, you know, yeah, it's like you always, like, when I listen to 702, that's the stuff that you get. There's negative on negative and negative. So how do you create out of that negative feedback? How do you create positivity, you know? And Jay was saying, like, you always smile. Like, I think that's part of my personality. Is like, I get into any room and I just want to bring, like, an atmosphere, you know? So I know that already. So when I step into a room, like, I want to bring that atmosphere, because I know there's a lot of people going through different and difficult things, you know, and I have to be so mindful of that. So the energy that I bring in a space, you know, is more that positivity. And like, like, you can have issues, but I'm like, I also have issues, but at the end of the day, we can get, like, over that, you know? So I think for me, bringing that energy, and especially like in the workplace, like, when we have our team meetings, it's like super insane, man, because you feel the room a bit down, and then you just come up with the positivity, you know, and that's the mission. Like, my mission is to sell the vision to our stakeholders and the employees. How can I sell a vision, you know,
if you're looking down?
Yeah, if I'm looking, guys, you know what, next year we're going to have 100 million. No, that's not the case, you know. Like, you have to, like, sell that vision and constantly just be on top of it.
I want to ask you this: to combat the negativity, is there still people in South Africa that do have money?
Yeah, there's a lot of money.
There is money floating around.
Funds is everywhere.
Like, if you look at stats, and we're not going to go too, because I'm not the statistician or whatever, but 70% of our wealth is owned by 10% of
the population.
Of our population, right? So there is still money in this country. It's just, how are we going to tap and get into that space, you know?
And I think that's the conversation we need to have this morning, as to say that there is money available. There are opportunities available. What can we do as individuals to begin to become creative and see how we can get in? And you mentioned one of the points. You actually mentioned that when you see the negativity, and we've had this conversation before, when you see negativity, how can I take this negativity and find a solution to it and say, hey, hold on, let me switch this thing around, and perhaps I can actually give an answer to this problem. How would you look at something and something that's perceived to be negative and say, wait, man, I can actually see an opportunity here?
No, definitely. There's always, remember this, there's always opportunity in chaos. So, let's go back. COVID 2020, right? Was it 2020? 26th of March?
Yeah.
Boom, COVID hit us, right? So in all that chaos of us being at home, so it was good for like first 3 weeks and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So we were with our families. For tech guys, it was super nice, because our business, let me just give you context. So our business was always remote working, right? So we couldn't like tell our clients like, hey, we're remote working. We had to sell this dream like, we've got this big space, you know what I'm saying? So when we get clients over, everybody's in the office for that day or two or whatever. But then, boom, the developers go, they separate, right? So COVID hit us, negativity, boom, boom, 3 weeks at home. And then for tech guys, was super dope. Now we had an opportunity, right, to take this negative in this chaos and not like go at our clients. Guess what we done? So we went full on to our clients and we're like, cool, 100% virtual working. So that negativity, in terms of,
flip it around.
We just flipped it quickly. Our revenue grew like 700%. 2020.
So there is so somebody that's sitting there now saying, yeah, life is tough. Look, petrol is going up again tomorrow, and this and this and da. How can what mindset do they have to employ now? Now, I'm talking about now. While you busy watching this, give us 2 things for somebody sitting and watching this now to say, look here, change this, and change the way you see it. I'm throwing you in the deep end.
Yeah, I was just about to say, bro. Like,
That guy is like,
and he's so confident to say, no, bro.
In the deep end, go. Because I trust you, I know you got it.
he's like, people's lives are on you, bro. Like, you better say the right
People's
thing.
positivity depends on what you're about to say.
Yeah, bro. Plus, it's Monday morning, broski.
It's Monday,
set
man.
us up,
Let's
bro.
Go,
Pump
let's
us
go.
up there.
Let's go for the week, man. Like, I have this thing, like, at the end of the day, you sitting at home, you need to look into what your space is, right? So if you are, like, there's a saying that says, if you want to be a millionaire, fix something in the community, right? So what I mean by that is like, look at the space and look at where you find yourself. What is it that you can fix? What is broken?
Find the opportunity.
Like go nitpick the stuff. Like if let's lose Xavier, for instance. So he's a speaker, so that's what he does, right? What opportunity is there in that space, right? So now you take a step back and you're like, okay, cool. Let me think about how can I like create revenue out of this, right? So you get your salary, you get about, let's say 30. Now you need an extra 10 or 15. Take your space and look at, okay, cool. You can't like money comes in, money goes out. That's what you'll pay. Now you need that extra 10,000
To survive.
To survive, right?
Groceries, petrol, other things. Yeah.
Now look at your space and say, okay, cool. How can I generate and start generating that 10? Okay. So let's say for an example, you keep 1,000 for yourself. Okay. And you say, how can I grow this 1,000 to a 2,000? Right? And that's basically like, you know, start thinking about all the stuff that you can do within that space. Always better to look at what your competition is doing in a sense of don't waste your energy too much on them because there's just so much competition. However,
Rather draw some inspiration.
100%. And also do something that they are not doing. Let me take you an example. This is what we've done. So this year we launched AfriBit Finance. So finance is basically the finance house, right? So where we finance clients in terms of IT spending. So if you know the stats of IT spending, look at this. 190 billion rand is spent on IT spending in South Africa. 190 billion, not million.
Lot, bro.
That's a lot of money. So I look at the stats, I'm like, there's an opportunity in 190 billion.
Let me take a piece of the pie here.
So I looked at this and I'm like, how can I take this and spin it, right? Looked at my competition and I'm like, okay, cool. Competition is not doing what I'm doing now. So what we're doing now is we go into a client and we sit in a boardroom and we say, cool, what do you want? They say, now we want this platform. Okay, we look at the scope, whatever. It's going to cost you 500,000, right? Guess what I do now? I step into the boardroom. I say, no, don't pay me my 500,000 now. Pay me within 24 months. Right. So I make money.
But you add some interest on there.
So now I make passive income. Passive income is super nice because that money you don't do work. It just comes in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Secondly, we still make money off building the application. So our profit margin is in there. So we make money building the application. We're making money on the passive income. And guess what we do? We offer additional services for that 2 years. So now we say, cool, we built the platform for you. You love it. We're going to do maintenance. Then we add another retainer on that. Right? So looking at the negativity is like zone into your space. Like focus on your space and see what opportunities are there for you. And like, especially for the guys that, you know, there's nothing to be, you don't have a business now, or look at something what you're good at. If you're good in video, focus on that. There is an opportunity in that chaos.
Facts. We do see the comments. Listen, guys, if you do drop a comment while Sylvester's speaking or while someone is speaking, we're just gonna wait for that thought to finish. Then we're gonna jump into your comments. So if you do drop a comment, don't think that we're not gonna read it. Just hang on for a second. When the thought is done, then we'll get into your comments. So Jay, hop on there.
But yeah, man, good morning, Mr. Juan Horn. And then we got Lucille Smith saying, what you feed the soul grows. Simply feed yourself. Good vibes. Remember, each negative must have a positive. I want to ask a question, though, broski. I want to take it a step back a little bit. Because a lot of the times, most of us are already set up in a good position to make more money and so forth on. What would you say to the guy that his back's against the wall and literally no way out? Now he's still struggling to make something to eat. What do you speak to that person?
Yeah, man. Like I'm so mindful of that because it's tough. It's super tough. You know?
As I say, it says you can't be thinking about making money while the lion is chasing you.
Like how are you gonna like?
You like, yeah, but I just need to survive. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I get so emotional and passionate about that because, you know, like I understand. Like, bro, I need to eat now, but you telling me I need to go start the business? I don't even have $300 to go register a company. You know, but it's really like and it's also like, if you like in poverty and all that kind of stuff, like how do you get like your mindset for that person? Super tough. And you know, my only advice for that person is like you said, bro, like we trust God in every single thing.
Good,
And I know it's a cliche. I know people say, yeah, but I'm hungry now. How can you say, pray for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you need to find out, like, what do you want out of this life? Is that going to consume you? Right? And, like, just change your mindset. Like, the mindset is the key figure. And a lot of people will say, yeah, but there's not, like, this positive, you know, like, my dad is an alcoholic, my mom is on drugs, whatever, you know. And for those people,
I don't even have a dad.
Or he's in prison or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So my point is this, like, at the end of the day, you know, in that space, that negative space, you know, find people that you can attract yourself to. Like, if it's not you that can get you out of there, someone else can definitely like uplift your spirit, like move around with those type of people. But you can't be around people that still does the same thing that you do. Mm-hmm. How is that going to work in the sense of
the blind leading the blind now?
Like for me, I don't think that is key. That's why always put yourself in positions where it's impossible for you to like even imagine I can be in the space, so that you can learn from people. Like my mentor, I worked with him for 5 years. We saw each other maybe 3 times or 4 times a year, right? Literally, I didn't ask him for money, whatever, nothing.
You were just there to learn.
I was like, I'm taking you out for lunch, and this is something that I've learned. Like, I take you out for lunch, I pay for everything. Like, it doesn't matter. It comes out of my budget, whatever. But then we sit, we talk about business. You know, we talk about how, where, how, who. And
so you're speaking about network now, and the people you decide to surround yourself with, which is free, because now at the end of the day, and I would go one step further, right? We just had and guys, a lot of times it's not a cliche that you must trust in God, because here we had a couple of months ago we had something called Under African Skies Conference, right? Where we had a business sector. Okay, that was a charged event, which it wasn't millions, it was $300, but it was a charged event. Then, just last week, we had a men's conference that was free. So I would say, look for these opportunities. These things, guys, a lot of people don't take advantage of it, because we have a Sylvester in the room. Yeah. We have a Llewellyn, we have myself,
exactly.
we have you. We have people in the room that is free to be in the same space.
I was actually speaking to someone on Friday night. And I was telling this person, like, yo, bro, first and foremost, for me, the tool is serving in the local church.
Yeah.
That saved my life. Like, serving does the things. And I'm speaking to this guy, and I'm telling him, yo, bro, it's crazy, like you're saying, bro, it's crazy to know that, look at this floor. When people are in here, or when they come into the building, there's MDs here, there's CEOs, there's lawyers.
Oh, that's fire.
In the local church, all of these people are here
for free.
However, I told him, and like you said as well, know what you want. If you know what you want, the floor is yours.
The talk is simple. Like let me just. So I was here at the conference, right, this past one, and then a few conversations happened with a few guys, and like, bro, the people tapped into me so easy that, yo, I opened up doors for them. I'm like, cool, let's have coffee. Let's go sit in, let's chat about that. Now, look at that. You're sitting with someone that's owning a business, that's running a business. You trying to start up a business. How much more can you learn out of me?
For free.
Absolutely.
Just there in just a conversation.
Yeah.
So 100%. That answers Jay's question to say, I don't have anything, I don't da. Get yourself, and because you answered it so beautifully, say get yourself in the space where there are those people. And the easiest space is church, bro.
No, it is.
The easiest space is church. It's free. You're there. You're going to see the person every Sunday. You're going to see the person at the event. You're going to see them on a midweek service. And there they are. I mean, how many conversations did I have with people who literally saved the situation, including you, including some lawyer friends that I made in church, that saved the situation that would have cost me probably 80,000 rand to save. Just because of, hey man, this is what's going on. I heard that you're a lawyer. What do you suggest? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, usually I charge 20,000 rand for this consultation, but we in church, we're having a quick convo. Let me just throw you a couple of nuggets. Do this, watch out for this. Don't go there. There's 20,000 rands of information you're getting for free. just on a
on
Sunday
a
morning.
Sunday morning.
And like, what are you doing with that info? That's the other thing, like going for what you want, right? So you learn and you get all this insights and all that kind of stuff. But what are you doing as a person? Like, okay, now I'm getting it. Now I need to run. You know?
But that comes from know what you want.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
it's an intentional conversation you're having. I'm having that conversation with. It's not in the wrong way, but with an agenda in my mind. Not a negative agenda, with an agenda in the back of my mind that, yeah, I know this owns a business. Let me tickle his brain a little bit and, scratch his tongue a bit, get some information. Because in the back of my mind, I'm trying to answer a question and I know you have the answer for me. And you in such a way that you're not going to be negative to give me that. You're going to say, hey, let's have coffee, man. Let me...
Yeah.
Look, yesterday you came to my daughter's party, right? And there was a friend of mine there that owns a massive company. I'm talking about a multi-million rand company. And this is at the kiddies party. And I'm intentional by saying, Sylvester, come here. Come speak to this friend of mine. Blah, blah, blah. And the owner started speaking, we're bonding over cars because he has a big car collection. And they started bonding over cars. And then look what happens now. Network happens. Hey man, let's go have a coffee. Let's go this, let's go that. Next thing you know, you doing the marketing for his company. See what happens. Which, by the way, I'm taking a commission on.
You got to.
We need to give you a
facts.
piece.
No, we
Facts.
always have this conversation. I'm like, bruh, I always
Facts.
sit in positions where I connect big companies to each other, and then I leave the conversation, and then he was like, you mustn't leave the conversation.
Now
you
you
must
can't.
take a commission
you
from my
must take a
conversation."
bias and but on his point, like at the end of the day, our common interest yesterday was cars, right? And like, I don't look at myself as a master networker, but I do network a lot, and I think that helps me in a sense of putting me in spaces that I don't even think I can enter. We'll talk about cars. The next thing is me as an entrepreneur. I'm gonna see something that I need to fix in this business. I'm gonna treat it as my business. Every project we handle like that. Let me tell you, I sit into meetings. I don't know if I told you guys the story. So we had one project with BPSA, the education fund and whatever. The CEO of that fund trusts she trusts me so much, right? That she puts me into strategy meetings. Nothing to do with technology. She just trusts me being in there. I looked
Because
at
of
this
who you are.
because
Yeah.
I looked at this and I'm like, we fixed a massive issue in their business. Then that created now
built
to
trust.
a different level where I sit into meetings, has nothing to do with me, but still she offers she wants
that
my
brings
my
opportunity
feedback.
now.
No, big time. Like
Because
the
you've
next
now built
person
that trust.
she's gonna phone. Guess who? She's phoning me.
Exactly. Jay, some comments. People are engaging on the conversation.
Yeah, we got
yeah.
Carter Paul saying time to network international gents. And then Llewellyn says something interesting. He says, I think it's also important to be strategic and intentional about the caliber of people you associate yourself with. If you surround yourself with 5 millionaires and successful people, you will be the sixth. That's truth. And then we got Oswin saying, you can get a lot of business leaders in church too. It's how we support local businesses.
That's true.
What's the first guy's comment name?
Oh, Carter Paul,
On
that
point.
said about international.
Uncle
Okay, that is
Lu-
also on
yeah.
point. Is like networking beyond our scope
Yes.
in South Africa because you don't know what countries in like the USA, Canada, and all that. Like my network is massive in the USA. I've never even visited that country, right? But the network that I have
You've
on my
built, yeah.
Insta is only USA entrepreneurs because I went into a program. And this is like really what you want. So I looked at this and I'm like, visionary. I want a company in the USA, boom, boom, boom. So I attended a program, COVID 2020. And I went into this program in the USA, boom.
Yeah.
And the network that I got out of that country, insane. So we started getting work out of that country. Because we're like, okay, cool. South Africa is the
Yes.
next India for development because India is becoming like super messy in terms of dev because there's just so many developers there and software companies. However, there's still good work coming out of there, but the bulk of them is messy. So now people think about South Africa. Our work ethic is higher. Our quality of work is greater. And now we're getting money out of the USA. Now we're getting money out of Canada, out of
Yes.
Dubai, like I'm saying. So that's the thing, like networking beyond our scope. That's the other one. And then the comment about
Llewellyn's comment.
Llewellyn, yeah.
Llewellyn is on point. Like, listen. So we went last week Saturday to Gayton Mackenzie's gala, right? Listen, it's 2,000 rand per ticket. Okay, for a lot, that's a lot of money for a ticket, right? It's known knowledge. It's 20,000 for the table and whatever. So, boom, went to go decide. Okay, let's get a table. There's a few guys and bosses that I went with, and it was like I was gobsmacked just being in that space. So this is what it created, right? I'm in a space of, there's a lot of successful colored people. That was for me the first thing, like, wow. Looking at the room like this, amazing. So it blew my mind. Secondly, it blew my mind that Gayton Mackenzie opened up, this opportunities for colored people, right?
Yeah.
It's information that he gives on his live podcast. He's like, come to the Central Karoo, and people just think this guy is saying, come to the Central Karoo. What he's actually saying is, bring your business to Central Karoo. Only condition is you hire that people. Like, if you have a business, if you have a bakery or whatever here established, you can go to the Central Karoo. It gives you a building for free. Look at the opportunity.
It's crazy what that guy's doing.
It's for free. You're not paying rent. And rent is the most important part of your expenses, right?
It's a massive part
You're
of it.
saving all your rent. Only condition is you employ those people. Then it opens up like a new opportunity to get into that space, number one. Secondly, now you can venture into unknown territory. Remember, we think about Joburg as like the city of gold, whatever. We come here for money. No, like it's changing. The gold opportunity sits now in Central Karoo because it's time now to get into that space. So that's like sit in a room full of millionaires, and these people were talking about millions. Like, you scared of talking about millions? No, my friend. Gayton says you talk about millions because that's what you're going to attract. And now it opened up me networking with people in government, business owners. There's an opportunity in every business because there's a solution that needs to be fixed.
Sure. Yeah, man. That's. I guess that answers the question of your initial question was, and I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. I don't have money. I don't know people. Get yourself into that space because there are spaces like that that are for free,
Exactly.
and the church provides
It's
spaces
always
like
a way
that
out.
quickly. Now, go for it.
Yeah, I want to ask. So now we got past that stage of what to do when your back's against the wall. But now, and we had a conversation on Wednesday evening, and you spoke to me a little bit about, just strategy in business, how to go about doing certain things.
Yeah.
Also, when you have certain clients and so forth on. And you were saying a lot of the times people are chasing money from the get-go. But there's specific ways that you go about doing certain things in business where it's like, now you don't need to pay me the money now necessarily. But next, you go for it, bro.
Yeah, I think that's like the core of our business. That's the core of what we do. And me as an entrepreneur is like, our mission is just to give great value, right? That's the mission. Like everybody knows in the business, if we get a client and they pay us 100 Rand, we give value of 1,000 Rand, irrespective of who you are. Like that's the facts. Because we know that we're shooting for long term and it's not short term, right? The best possible solution is to make sure that that money comes in over a number of years, and that is by giving greater value. Some clients you charge, we used to charge this. So we used to charge our clients, like when we look at the client's portfolio, blah, 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 there's a certain price that goes here. Then we look at a different client, these guys are proper, we charge them. Then we stop doing that. So now we understand the value that we have, right? And then the second thing is now we have like a base price. So giving you this 100,000 website, that is what we pitch for. That is our client. So if you come below that, you're not our client, and we respect that. We move on to the next one because we know who's our client, right? So giving the great value, like it just generates like a business, a relationship business, because that's the business eventually you want to be in, where you build super cool relationships. Then it's easy for you to phone the bookkeeper or the accountant and say,
Yeah.
hey guys, you haven't paid us in like, in a month or two. When is our payment? And guess what the relationship business does? It puts you like on the map to be paid, And a lot of business owners trying to keep their cash flow as long as they can in the business because they want to do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if you just have that phone call, you can't do that without the relationship business. If you don't have a relationship with your client, you can't go on the call and say, hey, you know what, hey, man, pay us and whatever. That client is just going to say, we stuck on cash flow. When you have a relationship with the client, it's more likely that you're going to be pushed up to be paid, And that's how you manage those type of clients. And the most important thing, it's not the money that's our driver. The driver is the passion around every single element we need to fix in your business. If we step into your business, we talk about it is our business. How can we fix our, And our clients love that. People love hearing you tapping into their solution. Even though they're paying you, they want to see like, cool. These guys,
You
they
invested
belong
into
to
this
us.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's a other wheel that drives us towards our vision, and for us, that is super key. Super key.
Bro, there's an interesting statistic that we just spoke about before the show that you mentioned. I also read about it last week or 2 weeks ago, where 85% of people's income is literally spent just on debit orders in the first, literally when you get your salary. Speak to us about that.
It's sad, man. And it's the numbers. The numbers don't lie. FNB last week had this report, and they're like, 85% of the people's wages are being spent in 5 days. So I looked at this and I'm like, yo, this is insane, man. It means that only debit orders are going off, right? So that meaning your house is going off, your car is going off.
School fees.
Nah, school is not a debit order, bro. School, you have to like pay
You must
EFT.
go and pay. That's true.
Like I'm thinking about debit orders, like
Just the
life
initial
insurance.
orders, yeah.
I think those type of stuff. Then you still need to go pay school fees. Then you need to pay your levies and water and lights. At the end of the day, there's nothing to go on with.
You can't go buy groceries, you can't put petrol in the car.
So how do you live, right? And I think that's also for me like an opportunity, like, okay, cool. We talked about this. So I'm getting 7K a month. How can I grow the 7K? Not the 7K, but a portion of that to give me that extra income. And that's go looking for that opportunity. In South Africa, if you look at the stats, like 85% of our people in South Africa is earning 3.5 average. What are you going to do with 3,500? There's nothing to be done. You know what I'm saying? Food is expensive. I mean, if you have one basket, like we went to go, like 3 bags, 1,200. The wife said, yo, this is expensive, man. So now you need to cut down on your
Standard of living going up, salary staying the same.
Like petrol is going up tomorrow. Who's going to give you an increase?
No one.
No one.
The oil went up, and oil is something you as a commodity you use every day. It's something you cook with. It's something you use in the house. Now you have to find ways to recycle that. You're making chips there, you're throwing the chips back into the bottle. You know that move? And it's like, hey, bruh, now you have to literally find ways around it to survive.
Yeah.
But I like what you're saying. You're saying that, look, if you're getting, let's say, 10, keep 1,000 rand and see how you can grow that 1,000 rand.
No, like I fully believe in that. Like,
Find ways to see how can I make this thing work.
I even motivated this bad advice. Bad advice, don't take it. I motivated the guys. I said, listen, speak to your wife and tell her, listen, it's going to be tough for 2 months. But then you go after something that you really want.
That you know is going to yield
21
some
days,
result.
21 days, bro. Put yourself in a room and you go do what you need to do and push. Like push constantly, boom, boom, boom. You're on the phone, you're on websites, you're looking at. I love reading.
Talk to us about hard work, bro. Hard work and
like,
because a lot of the times we want, but the sacrifice is.
No, like we had this conversation, me and Dr. Carl yesterday. Like our generation wants things now.
The result.
No, they want like put it in the oven,
result.
boom, boom, it's there, right? Hard work is key. Hard work and being consistent in your delivery, that is super key for success, right? You might not make 1 million, 2 million now, or 10 million, 150 million, but you're learning and you're understanding the process of becoming a millionaire. A lot of these guys, and COVID started 2020, and I guarantee you, I think we made the most millionaires that we've ever made in this short period because people were getting tenders and whatever. Look at them 2-3 years from now. They're going to be super broke. They're not going to live a good life. And then they're going to go on radio and say, or TV, and they want money, because they didn't understand the process of becoming a millionaire. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's tedious at times. No, like it's super hectic, bro. But at the end of the day, you understanding how to get to that million, you understanding how to get to the 10, how to get to the 50, how to get the 100, and that's where you want to find.
Because in that frustration, you busy, you becoming stronger, you becoming resilient. There's things happening in that growth process.
No,
So
definitely.
you can't just jump and skip all that. Because like you're saying, then it's like that, How I Blew It, or what's that show where people like win the lottery and then they just blow
And then
the
they
money.
blow it. Yeah.
Because there wasn't a process of growing that income. There wasn't a process of kind of deliberating. And it's even like now, we're living a time where we I wasn't saying microwave mindset. We're living in a time where even social media wise, people wanna like kind of have this situation where it's a matter of you want to go from 1,000 followers to 10,000 followers to 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
And it's like, hold on. You first got to discover your niche, discover what it is that your audience wants to hear, discover, and that's
And
gonna
it's a
first,
process.
that's first gonna give you 10 followers, then
Yeah.
20 followers, then 50 followers,
100%.
then 100 followers, and then there might be times you're stuck on 100 followers for 3 months, 4 months.
Sure.
And then it becomes frustrating. I'm speaking about something that I know. I was growing a YouTube channel as well. I managed to get it up to like 900 and some, almost 1,000 followers. But it took
It's
me...
a process.
Yeah, bro. It
It's
took
a
a
process.
long time. And it was every day. And it was and building the audience and kind of having the audience to trust you and being consistent. And because now people know, okay, this person posts every day. Or this person posts once a week. Or this person... And now you kind of have to build that momentum with your audience before you can start seeing that reward. And I think it works like that with everything.
And
Yeah.
don't cut corners.
No,
Yeah.
don't cut corners. And I think that's what also people, but also let's understand the fact that we're living in this tech space, right? Where you can blow up any minute now. Like post our video can actually blow up and boom, everybody sees it, to the president, it goes to USA, whatever. We don't really know. But at the end of the day, don't count on the numbers in terms of social media and all that kind of stuff. I think I've got like 800 people on my Instagram. However, go look at my 800 people. It's investors. It's entrepreneurs. That's the people that I really want to contact there. So I don't post anything funny in that regard on my Insta.
Because it's targeted.
It's strategic, right? So
Plug,
when we...
plug your Insta, bro.
Like Insta is it's Sylvester Speaks, at Sylvester Speaks on Insta, and there I just it's super blank now, but then when we do launch our new products and all that kind of stuff, that's when we sell that. And guess what happens in my DM? The moment we talk about stuff, people give us business like crazy.
Broski, we got some comments there.
Yes, we do, broski. Where do we leave off? All right. So Oswald says client satisfaction also opens doors. Word of mouth can land you major opportunities with other new potential clients. And then we have Sanele saying, find out how you can add value. Be honest and reliable while at it.
Facts. And I think that's important. It speaks to creating this value, and you make money. Like at the end of the day, like money is going to be made, whether you like it or not, right? Deliver. If you say, we're delivering this on Friday, 5 o'clock, it's not the client's issue when you can't deliver. You make sure that you work 24 hours, 18
Be
hours.
there Friday, 1 o'clock.
Make sure that thing is delivered Friday, 5 o'clock, and then you sign off. Because that talks about your integrity. It's about gaining trust. It's about building that trust with the client. Because remember, I need to build trust with people that I'm going to give money to. I just can't give you a 5 million now, and I don't know what you've done in a year or two. It's about trust, Deliver. Simple thing. We started our company. Our biggest client to date gave us like 500 rand. Order of 500, order of 1,000. So we done it like to the best of our ability. And then it just grew. Then they started to give us 30. Then they started to give us 50, 100, in the 200s. Guess what they're doing now? They phone me like, Sylvester, here's something coming up, 1.5, 2 mil, 3 mil. Because they know we've gained that trust with them, and then we can deliver. So you treat every little thing, as that value. Because don't overlook the fact that you can't, they're paying you little money and now you can't there's a lot of, I think someone had this conversation. Oh yes, Pastor Mike preached about it yesterday, and he's like, there's a lot of people that do projects.
Jay, please close those doors, bro. Close both doors. Sorry,
no, it's all good. So in the middle of the project, then the project stops. People can't continue with the project because now they run out of this idea of making money, or they didn't plan well enough. They're losing money in the project and all that kind of stuff. We see it on this road. If you come from Lens to I, that road is gone, bruh. They every day they're working on the road, but water wipes it away. Blah, blah, blah. So these guys that's there, I know for a fact they are not planning well.
No, but you know what happens though? Those guys get like a big tender or whatever. Né?
Yeah.
And this is the problem with corruption. And I say this every time, guys. We can't be endorsing corruption, because at the end of the day we're gonna sit with a broken. That's why ESCOM looks the way it looks. That's why the roads look the way it looks. That's why our infrastructure is going backward. That's why the whole country is falling apart, because we endorse corruption.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that Cyril gets this thing
Homie gets so passionate when he starts
because
speaking about these
because
things.
it frustrates me, and we
Agreed.
have to live in it, and we
Agreed,
riding our tires broken here and our rims broken. We already suffering, and now we must now go and spend 4,000 rand to fix a wheel and buy new tires now because you rode into a portal. Because what happens is they get, let's say, 100 million, and then I give you the thing because you my friend or you my cousin, you my family member or something. You don't even have the company that is equipped adequately to do the product or the project. But now, because what happened now with that 500 billion or with that money that was coming through, people went to go and register things the week that they got the contract. Because it's a matter of, hey, Jay, bro, I got us 100 million here. Come, let's go and blah, blah, blah. Now you go register quicker thing there. You some more central and things and whatever. You don't know nothing of roads. You don't know anything about anything. And now you can register this thing. And now I give you that 50 mil. And I say, okay, bro, we're going to split us 150-50. Yeah, sharp. Now what's going to happen? You don't understand road. You don't understand the quality of the soil and the texture. And you must first lay this topsoil, and you must lay this layer of this and this and that.
Yeah.
You don't know anything, bro. Now you're going to go and say, can I go and subcontract this thing to somebody? Now you're going to go and find the cheapest subcontractor because you want to eat the majority of that profit.
80% of
exactly.
that profit.
Now you get a subcontractor that's going to charge you 800,000, 500,000. So because you want to eat the majority of that 50 million, now you give that 500,000. But that company that you're subcontracting to is a sub-quality company. They come in with old machines. They come in with a broken this, a broken that. The tractor is broken. It's now in the workshop for 3 months. Now the road is standing still. Now what you find is they're also skimming now. Now they're putting small little tar and they're not doing the job properly. Now that road, you think, oh, it's a new road. A week later, there's 5 potholes in a brand new road because the job was done.
It's wiped out.
The job was done never minded, because they're not concerned about the quality of the job. They're more so worried about, I need to eat those millions now.
Yeah, it's facts.
And never mind the quality of the job. And it's frustrating.
No, it's super
frustrating. And we
frustrating.
buy into it when we do. Last week I got pulled over. I was going to my uncle's funeral. We got pulled over. And so the lady stops me. So there's this whole issue with the license department where there's a backlog, and even that is corruption. There was a whole bunch of nonsense going on in the license department because people were buying their licenses.
Sure.
People were buying their way through things. So now there's a backlog and the whole thing is a disaster. So my license is still expired because of that backlog. So I give the woman my license. She looks at it. She says, yeah, now what are we going to do? It's expired. I said, what do you want to do? Write me a fine, and I'm probably not going to end up paying it because the fact that it's expired is not my fault in the first place.
Yes.
So write me the thing. She's like, it's going to be 750, she says to me. So I said, so write the 750 because I know I'm not going to pay. You can write 1 million rand on that thing. I won't pay it because I'll go contest it because it's not my fault
It's
that
not
this
your
thing
fault.
is in backlog.
Yeah, yeah.
And they know that they're in backlog and they know there's an issue there because of corruption and whatever. So they're not even going to contest it either. She also knows that she's too lazy to even fill in that thing.
Yeah.
She's too lazy to get back to the office and report it because they only must come and they must go and fill it in and do data capturing on the thing. So she knows I'm not up for a job. I'm
Oh,
just here to
process.
quickly get the 200 rand. What do you have for me? I want to go buy McDonald's after this.
Sure.
She's not interested in doing the work. She's not, and I know she's not interested. So I'm not gonna give her anything because I know. Let's be honest, babe. You're not gonna fill this thing in. You're not gonna go back to the office and go and log this fine. I
Yeah.
know you're not gonna do it. So write me the fine and do whatever you need to do, and then go and do your work because I know you're too lazy to go do your work. So write me the fine. Guess what she says? She give my license back. She says, "Okay, have a
Go.
good day." Because I know for a fact you too lazy. You just want a quick 100 rand now. That's all you're interested in. And that's the problem with the corruption we're facing in our country. We can't carry on like this because, and I said this one day when I was preaching, I said, the problem is they're going to break into your house and abuse your child and abuse your wife. And when I say abuse, I don't want to say and I'm not saying to you, bro.
pointing me.
Let me point into
nah, not even
nobody.
the cams, bro.
To nobody.
No, not to God.
But I'm just saying, then you're going to go to court and you're going to want to go and contest the thing. And that abuser is going to buy the docket and it's going to get lost there and he's going to give that policeman 100 rand. And then guess what? He's going to walk
Life
past
goes
your
on.
house and laugh at you.
Yeah.
After knowing that he raped your child, after knowing that he murdered your wife, after
Yeah.
knowing, because we're then buying into the injustice and into the corruption. So that to me is a problem. That's why we need people like yourselves, people like ourselves, to come with a moral, I don't say moral high ground, but a moral approach towards life and say, guys, let's do this thing right, man. Because clearly look where we are because of corruption. Look where we are because of, I'm going to say it, ANC's corruption.
Nah, and like they won't fix anything, bruh. If you look at like, when COVID hit us and blah 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 blah, do you know we're still waiting for money to be paid to us for UIF and all that kind of stuff? Everything in our business is legit. Guess what we're doing? We're still waiting.
Yeah, but guess how long you're going to wait?
Nobody's-
Probably forever.
You're never gonna get that money, right? So, and also like if you look at like the resources that you pay, at times we pay over 25 people for doing work, and that 25 people goes for people's salaries, people on fully outsourced or partially outsourced. You know what I'm saying? You're paying people's families.
Exactly.
And like for me, is like government is not helping in any way. They're not helping the small businesses grow. There's not funding.
Nah, they're not
they say
interested,
nah.
yeah.
They say nah. There's $1 trillion in funding, but go ask for that money.
Then you'll hear all the stories.
No, like you
From here
won't
to
get
Kenya.
it. You won't get it.
But sorry, I just went on that rant.
Yeah,
but
bro.
but
Osman
it's
is
really
saying
frustrating.
corruption is frustrating, and many people are worse off. Civil unrest like the looting could happen again. I'll get to his previous question.
So
What-
and that's what contributes, which was part of one of the points that we had there, the unemployment rate.
Yeah.
It contributes to all those things.
All those stuff,
and that's
bro.
why financially we're in such shambles, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why for me personally, and everyone knows my stance, I didn't believe in this whole COVID-19 thing because I could see straight through it. I saw straight, this has very little to do with a virus and very much to do with money. This whole thing was just so financially driven, so marketed, and so well packaged that you could see that there was an underlying kind of intention
It's sad
behind
that
it.
they can't even hide the fact that it's there. Like, let's talk about the 22 million flag. Jacob, not Jacob, Cyril Ramaphosa.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Cyril Ramaphosa, apparently when he was at the gala, whatever, he laughed about the 22 million flag. He laughed about it, and we're thinking about, bruh, there's people dying of hunger.
Look at that stadium. How much
This-
was that stadium? 55 million or
50,
something.
like, there's people that don't have food. There's people with pit toilets, bruh.
In 2022.
Come on, and you laugh about the 22 million flag. it's disrespectful to people, bro. It's disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
How can you go laugh about the 20? Nah, we'll pass it when we make money. Like, bruh, like that's not how it. That's not. You need to be sensitive to that.
That's why we need to support, and I like what Osman was saying. Yes, we need to support one another, because I think that's also one of the only ways we're gonna get. Because at this point, we know for a fact we can't rely on the government.
Yeah.
You're gonna go stand in a line. You can't even rely on the government to make your ID, bro. Or your passport. You know for a fact if you want to go make a passport, you're going to stand now in a line the whole day. And then you still get to the front, you find out you were in the wrong line, or it's offline, or something, and then you must come back the next day again.
Yeah, exactly.
Different place.
Nah, it's frustrating, man. And I think also what we need to do is like I love what he says in terms of, us helping and stuff like that. But it's like be authentic in what you do. Like be you, bro. Like at the end of the day, don't come with shady stuff and whatever. If you do me a favor, in a sense of, cool, this is your niche, I'll phone you. I'm like, yo, Jay is the next person. Today we're employing someone again in the business, which I'm super grateful for. Contract is done, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? The whole weekend I was talking. We had the conversation about video. And like whole weekend in my head, I'm like, Jay needs to do something for us, in terms of a video, something to introduce this new person to the team because he's super pivotal in our team. And I'm like, And we just had the conversation by networking,
Just by a conversation.
Like already my first thought, and like that's who I'm gonna call to get the video out and all that kind of stuff, So I think just be authentic and like be 100 in what you do, man, and that's gonna like push you levels.
That's true. Do you have any other comments, AJ?
Yeah, we actually have a question from Oswin as well, saying any advice on how to deal with debt if you're deep in it?
That's tough, bruh. Let me, and I'll be transparent. Let me be super transparent with people. So the fact of this matter is, right, it's there. Debt is always going to be there. Not always going to be there, but I'm saying it, some people made the wrong choices to fall into that space. And sometimes you just have to lick your wounds. Like, in a sense of humble yourself completely, bruh. Like, I was super proud. Like my wife would tell you, this guy was a proud bruh. Because I made a lot of money. I made a lot of, when I was working and stuff like that. Drove all this nice cars and all that kind of stuff. Bro, I take risks, calculated now. But before, like, I used to make bad decisions. Someone throw petrol for everyone that's here. You know what I'm saying? Then I don't pay for that thing. You someone go to bad debt, brah, and all that kind of stuff. Bad choices, right? And people that's in big debt right now, brah, humble yourself and try and get yourself out of that. Simple example. So my mentor and I, last year, we went on a dinner, whatever. And I was like, hey, I need to free myself of paying installments to a car. Then he gave me some advice on how to do it, Followed the advice. Guess what I in turn had to do? So I had 2 cars, right, that I was paying installments on. One car that was just standing in the garage. I done the calculation. I wasted for that year 200,000 for a car I didn't even drive, just standing in the garage like that. That car wasn't working, nothing, but I was paying installments. Then I had another Polo where I was paying more installments, right? So, like, for the year, I'm wasting like 350.
Yeah.
I have the money to pay, but I'm wasting that 350. But went to go buy my other Polo cash and then sold that Polo, right? Guess what I had to do? I still had to pay 40K to get rid of that ones. Even though that 40K was like hard to pay, but now in the long term, it helped me to manage my finances. Now, guess what? I don't need to pay 12, 13,000 on cars anymore, right? That money is being used for something else now.
Generate a different income.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm using that 13,000 to generate more passive income on this end, So I'm playing with that money. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to get out of that. You're going to have to give to get out. And a lot of times it happens where you have to put in like 50K or whatever. But long term, it's for your benefit. And there's a lot of people stuck into that right now. You can't sell the car, blah, 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 blah. You can't sell the house, blah, blah. Downgrade, bro.
Facts.
Like-
but I think a lot of people
Yeah.
also they will see like you at the moment you're driving a Polo, nah?
Yeah.
And so now they'll be like, he's a businessman, but he doesn't have a BM or whatever the case may be. And I think again that's a mindset issue because it's a
Yeah.
matter of like, bruh, even if I come with a Polo, I'm not paying anything on it. If there's a full tank, I go where I need to go, and my company is making 10 million a month. I'm just making
Also,
an example,
listen to me.
You know,
I hope no clients are on here. It's strategy. Understand this. People like to. They want to succeed, and they don't want the next person to also succeed with them. Clients love doing that, bro. They think if you come with the G63, the M5, whatever, when you rock up with that car by your clients, guess what's going to happen? Your clients are going to say, hey, we're paying this guy too much, man. He's
He has
becoming
money.
more successful than us.
He has money.
And they don't like that. Guess what happens? Fact. You don't get work there anymore. Because that entrepreneur
So, yeah.
doesn't like how Xavier is coming up. So sometimes the Polo works wonders because people want to think that they are in control of you. In the end, mindset. I have to know what you're coming here for. It's like, yo, I'm coming here to work. You're giving me money. At the end of the day, yeah, you're winning, bruh. And yes, it becomes frustrating. Yeah, I've got 3 kids in that Polo. It's hectic. But at the end of the day, that's the vision, Like my next car I'm buying, it's cash. Like I'm not gonna pay installments, whatever.
you end up paying
Yeah,
double.
No, like I'm gonna even and the money is gonna be there where we buy it cash. That's the vision. Like that's what we drive off, Because me and as an entrepreneur, I don't want like so much risk. Because by the age of 40, we want to be good, we want to be set. Now we can take more calculated risks and all that kind of stuff. Now we can go fix the problems of South Africa, by the age of 40.
Because you're able to.
No, because I like that decisions we're taking now already.
Pays
And
off later, yeah.
That Polo is strategy, bro. There's some clients where you can like I can go to someone and like I can push the M5 or push the M3. That's if I have the money to do that. Yeah, sharp. And there's some clients where you just don't do that. Take an Uber,
You play humble, yeah.
boom, you go and you go sit in a 100 million meeting with the Polo. That's how you win. Strategy.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah, man. A lot of people, you were speaking about downgrading and so forth, and I think a lot of people don't necessarily want to do that, in order to, and like you said, strategy sometimes a few steps back can actually take you so forward.
Jay, on point, brah. Like, I'm so passionate about that because that's what I drive, that's what I push. I'm like, cool, what is your issue? Let me take you to a spiritual, right? So tithing was a big problem for me at the time because like most of my money used to go for cars and blah, blah. So I couldn't like properly tithe, right? Guess what I done? I was like, nah, I'm selling this BM, bruh. I'm selling the BM where I'm paying 10,000. I'm buying a Polo where I can pay for. The 10,000 is still there. Now I can properly tithe and give my tithe. And that made me like, you know what I'm saying? So those are the type of sacrifices I did take. Because I am a Christian. I believe in tithing. I believe in
So do it properly.
Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
bruh, that's what I wanted to do, and it was a big struggle. I used to give half tithe because like I'm
Because
driving
you're
this.
trying to
so I
budget,
like
yeah.
downgrade just to pay my tithe, bruh. Because like
Yeah.
that's what I believe in. That's what I stand for.
Facts. Guys, we're going to have to call it a day. It's been an hour. Was there any other thoughts you had there?
No, man, I just want to say thank you for having me on again. It was super, super nice. And I thank God for this opportunity, spending the hour. And I hope the people got some value out of this. Hit us in the comments. But don't give up, man. I think the time is right now. If you're living in this space, whether you find yourself in deep poverty, whether you find yourself in like the middle class or wherever, the time is now. Like this is a proper time to live. I think and I believe in my heart that good things are coming. And we're going to be millionaires, we're going to be billionaires, and we're going to change people's lives in doing that. And I'm super excited. I don't sleep at night. I'm getting like a strategy, boom, 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 do your thing there, but things are going to change. Constantly push, be consistent, be authentic, and don't come here with nonsense, man.
There's a
That's it.
saying that says you can't help someone if you're struggling.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so I agree with you. Let's make it. Let's be successful, so that we can also help others. Because if you're in a position to be able to help others, then you're in a better position.
Facts.
As opposed to
Yeah.
you also, man. You just I'm also struggling. Paris, your side, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's Monday morning, and I want to say, take that step. Make that phone call now. Text that person now. Do the thing now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Break out of that fear and do it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an honor and a privilege. Broski, much love, much respect.
Thank you, man.
And we appreciate you, Broski.
Blessings to you guys and all the best for the show. Let's go make the money.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's collect the bag.
Facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today. It has been an amazing show. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the interaction that you've been giving us. Please don't forget, we do have shows every morning at 9. And then also, please do subscribe. Be sure to like. As they say, it does help with the algorithm. So please do like, share this video with somebody who might be a little bit off financially, or maybe thinking, how am I going to get through this? We're trying to just give that hope, that extra push to say that we're going to make it, we're going to be okay, and we're going to get through this one. So thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. Love you. Goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins, and bless up to the world.
And then Tay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.